Hello everyone, I'm Kealy and this is Voice of a Creative, and today I'm here to share with you some of my sewing plans. Now I was going to kind of say, oh, this is my April sewing plans, but actually it's just sewing plans that I'm thinking about doing, and I'm going to make a list and try and kind of just work through the list over the next couple of months or so. I've got everything laid out on the side next to me. There are a lot of plans and lots of things I want to make, and currently I'm going through my fabric stash, and I am planning some videos based on each different type of fabric and to show you the fabric I've got, but makes in that fabric and other things like that. And I have got a lot of fabric, and so I will be thinking about fabrics that I've had for a long time. Some of my fabrics I think I've had for about maybe between 2 and 4 years. I want to sew them. And then I want to get to a point where I can actually sew the new fabrics coming in, rather than kind of fighting through a backlog all the time. I do find it really inspirational to have all those fabrics there, but I feel like I want to sew what the shops kind of have now, and I don't really do that very much, as then I would never get through the older fabrics. So a few different things to show you. I'm going to start with the easy jersey t-shirts. Now, I have said this before, and I am doing a collaboration with Helen from Stitch Rip Repeat, and we are making jersey tops. Now, I have those started, and if you want to watch that video, I will link it above so you can go in, watch it, and it explains the choices of fabric I'm making for that collaboration. But as I'm home, I want to make more t-shirts. I am wearing t-shirts with jogging trousers every single day. And although I would like to wear dresses and things, I just don't feel as comfortable around the house doing that as I do wearing jogging trousers and a t-shirt. And it actually got to a point like last week, because all of my t-shirts were in the ironing pile, massive ironing pile. I didn't have any me-made t-shirts left. I only had other t-shirts, and I feel much more positive and happy when I'm wearing a me-made t-shirt. So I am going to make a few more. So this isn't all of them, but this is some of them. I am planning to do kind of a massive cutting out session and basically pull all of the meter lengths of fabric I've got and just literally go through and make like 5 t-shirts in cotton jersey and 5 in viscose jersey. I don't necessarily need that many, but moving forward, I know I can match those t-shirts to outfits with skirts and things, so I think it will work really well. So the first one is this one. And this is a partially made t-shirt. So this is the Frankie tee from Tilly and the Buttons, and this is part of my collaboration with Stitch Rip Repeat. So I've gone for the blue floral on the sleeves and then the stripe on the main body. So this stripe is from Pin and Sew, and the floral was from Butterfly Fabrics in Cardiff. So that's partially made. Then, based on the outcome of the kind of survey or poll I put up for my stripe and floral outfit, I am making a t-shirt out of this. So this is from Sew Me Sunshine, and it is slightly glittery, thin green stripe. So I'm making just a Molly tee out of that from Sew Over It. Another t-shirt as part of my collaboration with Stitch Rip Repeat Helen is this one, and this is just a kind of marl grey and green jersey that I got from the Nylon shop, and I'm making a Molly tee with it. But what I'm going to do is add some cricket vinyl onto it, onto the shoulders. So I give more detail and my inspiration pictures in the other video, which I will link for you. But I'm well on my way for that. I just need to choose what vinyl designs I'm going to do. I am also trying to use up some of my kind of remnant scrap pieces of fabric. So I cut out this t-shirt, and it's in this fabric, which I got from Sew Over It like 3 years ago, I think, but I made some shorts out of it, and then this is the leftover piece. So I've done the front of the t-shirt in this, and then I've done is a cotton jersey, and then I'm doing the back of the t-shirt in a navy, and this is a plain navy which matched the best. The sleeves will also be in this. So that'll be a cute little t-shirt. I really like the print of it, but it's to try out a pattern, and what I've done is merged the neckline of the Agnes top onto the Freya, and I've drawn it out as a new pattern, and then extended the back piece to do a forward shoulder adjustment. So it should be the perfect t-shirt pattern, hopefully. And I've just adjusted it, adjusted the lengths and everything that I needed to, and so this is a test version. And I thought actually I'll use up one of these smaller pieces of fabric to do it, and it still is a wearable t-shirt if I do it, and then I can cut out loads of them. The last t-shirt I've actually got cut out is this. Now this is a really beautiful viscose jersey from Stoff and Steel in this beautiful kind of cranberry red colour. I think it's coming up a little bit brighter on the camera. And this is the Elliot tee from Helen's Closet. I already have one like this in a similar weight viscose jersey in a really beautiful teal colour, and I wear it loads. I actually didn't finish the bottom edge, and it just feels really kind of cool and cropped. I'm going to make another one the same out of this. The last part of my t-shirt plans is to do something with some of my scraps of fabric, so these types of things. So I've gathered some together that I think will go, and I'm going to have a go at putting those together patchwork or colour block style to make a t-shirt as well. As I went through my remnants of fabric, I also put aside some for my mum. Now, I've got a few bits of fabric that it's not enough to, you can get a front of a t-shirt and then you'd have a plain for the back. And I have made my mum quite a few t-shirts over the years, some with fabric on both sides, some with a plain on one side. And I'm going to make a few more. I've been making her a few t-shirts here and there, but she wears these t-shirts all the time. I will see if I can insert a picture, but it's kind of similar to the Molly tee. It's got a grown on sleeve, but slightly shorter, just a front and back piece, sewn along the shoulders, sewn down the sides. And it's this kind of a self-drafted one that I did based on, I kind of traced off another top and then altered it slightly, and I'm going to make my mum a few of those to use up my fabric remnants, yes, but also because it's been a little while since I made my mum a few extra t-shirts. So that's all of the kind of easy jersey t-shirts, and there's quite a lot there, but actually they're so easy to go through and sew that I can just get in the kind of rhythm of it, hook my overlocker up with the right colour thread and just kind of sew through and do it in kind of batches, so that should be really good. Next plan is to make an Ashton top. Now I have made an Ashton top hack dress, but I've never actually made the Ashton top, and actually I really love how the pattern fits me on the shoulders. I did an alteration to take it up here, so I felt that it was too long in the armhole and the darts were too low, so I literally folded the pattern up across here. There is a shortened and lengthened line there, and it fits perfectly. I think I took it up like an inch, and it just fits perfectly now. So I want to test out kind of the length of it and things like that. So I'm using this beautiful fabric, which is a viscose from Like So Amazing. I thought it was really nice and bright, and I think it will make a really cute top. It is quite slippery, but actually as long as I put enough pins in and actually take my time, hopefully it should turn out really well. And then I've got a few more metre cuts of fabric that I could get an Ashton top out of that are woven fabrics, and I will make a couple more because I think coming into the summer that would be really cute tucked into a skirt, or just wearing with jogging trousers around the house because it would be quite cool if it does get warm, that is. Next up is this one. So this fabric is a viscose jersey that I got from Stoff and Steel. So it's quite a heavier weight viscose jersey, really lovely quality. And it's just got the greens and the pinks and this, it's almost black, but it's navy. And this is going to be the Georgie dress by Sew Over It. Now, with this, the bodice of the dress is a wrap bodice, but it is lined, and I thought it was a bit awkward because I didn't actually have enough of this fabric. So I had 1.5 meters of this fabric and I like squeezed it out. And it's a directional print as well. I literally don't know how. I don't know how I did it, but 1.5 meters. However, I then couldn't get the lining. So what I did is I went into my stash, and it's lucky that I've got quite a good stash of viscose jerseys, and I picked out this beautiful teal colour, and luckily I would say that it is quite a good match. Now they're both from Stoff and Steel, so maybe that's a deliberate thing that they do, but I think it's quite a good match, and I'm going to use this for the lining. So that's definitely something to kind of pay attention to. Now, I will be making a cotton jersey one out of a fabric from Lamazi Fabrics, and I think that I'm just going to have to pick a viscose jersey that's a near colour match, because I think it will just be too thick to have 2 layers of cotton jersey, and I'm hoping to wear the dress in the summer, and I just think 2 layers of cotton jersey on the top half, it would be too hot. So I'm going to try and match a viscose jersey, but I will talk more about that in the blog post, and when I've done the blog post I will tell you about it, so you can go and read up about it. So that is that one. I'm hoping to get that sewn up fairly quickly as a test version, and then make any alterations I need to, and then I can do the next version. So the last jersey make is in this carrier bag, and I'm not going to take it out because it's all little bits. So this is another Bertha cardigan by Tilly and the Buttons. It is in the new book, Make It Simple. Now what I've decided to do is I pulled out the blue and grey knit scraps I had. So ones that look like they're a little bit knitted. So I've got the light blue, I've got a brighter blue, and then I've got a grey as well, and I've basically made a colour blocked version, so it's got a slash across here but no pockets. I didn't add on the pocket, different cuffs, different kind of neckband, and the main aim was to use up the scraps of knit in a wearable garment, but also I really wanted to explore colour blocking with things because I'm becoming a little bit more interested in that. So stay tuned for how that will turn out. Hopefully it'll turn out nice. It could be a big Frankenstein mess, but we'll wait and see. Okay, on to the woven makes. I've got 6 woven makes to tell you about. I think I will be making a few more things. I've got lots of patterns that I want to try out, but my trouble with woven makes always is that I want to make a test version to check the fit, and the few times I've done that recently I've been really pleased that I have, but obviously that just takes a little bit of extra time. And when I'm sewing something that's a test version, I don't use a patterned fabric, I use like an extra random piece of fabric, like an old sheet or something like that, and then I know that I'm never going to wear it, so I just find it really tedious. I could use proper fabrics, but then even if I did use a proper fabric, I'd be really disappointed even if it was a cheap fabric if it didn't work out. The first plan is using this beautiful fabric. So this is a Mind the Maker viscose twill, and it's from Lamazi Fabrics, and I am going to make a Shelby dress. So here is my other Shelby dress in the background. That pattern, I made it and it fitted me really well first time, so I know I can just go ahead and get this cut out and sew it up. I think this fabric's really lovely. I know it is a little bit duller, but looking outside today, the weather is dull and rainy, and I think this will be really lovely and swishy. It's got a really good weight to it, and I think it would suit me really well as well. So I will be making that into a Shelby dress. The next one is this. So this is a viscose twill that I got from Backstitch when I went to Cambridge for the sewing weekender. And this has got a really lovely weight to it. And I have tested the Sathya Trousers from Tilly and the Buttons Make It Simple. And I am going to make a pair in this. And I think that will be really lovely for the summer and wearing around the house, because this is going to be cooler than wearing jogging trousers, but still nice and swishy and comfortable to wear. I did make a test version, and I do need to make an alteration. So on me, they come just above my hips, and I actually want them to be a little bit more high-waisted. So I'm going to add 2 inches to the length to bring them up to my waist, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough. I also need to do something sway back adjustment-ish, because my back does dip. I'm wondering if I can get away with it because of the elasticated waist, but I'm going to try adding 2 inches, making them out of this. And if they do go wrong, they'll still be wearable because the test version are wearable. Well, if they weren't made out of a sheet. But this, I can easily get some more viscose twill from somewhere. It's not a fabric that I won't be able to get again. So I could make a second pair if I wanted to, and this wasn't too expensive anyway. So I'm going to be making some Sathya trousers out of this viscose twill. Next up, I've got this. Now this is going to be the Bobby Pinafore by Tilly and the Buttons. This is my first version, but I thought I'd just cut it straight out of this type of fabric. I think I will be able to, it'll be too big if anything, and I'll easily be able to make the alterations to make it smaller if I need to. So I'm just going ahead and sewing it out of a nice fabric. So this is a chunky cord that I got from Like So Amazing. Now I actually got this a year ago and I hadn't used it yet, but I think this is a really lovely pastel colour. I am lining it with this, which I think also fits really well. And that's all cut out. I've even interfaced the pieces, so I'm literally ready to go on that one. I just need to have some uninterrupted time to just focus, because I do have to focus a bit more with woven makes. The next one, which again is ready to go, is this. Now this is going to be the Rita shirt dress from Named, which is there. So this is my first version. Now I did make a test version of the bodice out of some red cotton, which you will see if you watch my Sew With Me catch up episode 3, which I will put a card and link below. Now this is a Dashwood rayon that I got from John Lewis. And it's a really beautiful fabric. I love the colour and the flowers, but it's the fabric I kind of liked the least out of the stash. So if it does go wrong, I've got other fabrics I can try it in. But I am really pleased with it. I've done all the interfacing and everything as well, so this one's ready to sew up too. However, I have had a few warnings. I posted my plan for this on Instagram. And I have had a few warnings about this fabric, that it does snag fairly easily, and to be careful when I wash it. So I need to make sure that I'm in a very patient mindset, because I am not the most patient sewer. I literally just blag things, like shove it through the machine, which is why jersey works for me, because there's not that much that can go wrong. And I've kind of mastered that part of things. So I'm really looking forward to sewing this up. I want to make more shirt dresses and more shirts and really get into the whole learning side of that. This would be a good place to start. So that's that one. The last two are fabrics that you have seen before. Now this fabric won the poll for my stripe and floral outfit. Most people said to make the stripy t-shirt out of this one and then match it with this floral for a skirt. Now this is a Mind the Maker fabric, again from Lamaze. And it's got this beautiful kind of orange coral colour along with the teal green. I do kind of wonder whether I need to look for maybe a t-shirt in this colour. I don't know if it's quite my colour, but it might look quite good with this skirt. And also I've got quite a few fabrics recently that have this colour in it, so having a t-shirt that might link to it might be quite good. I am going to make a skirt out of this. Now it was going to be the Estuary skirt by So Liberated. I haven't made a test version of that yet, and I don't know how it's going to go. I love all the versions that I see online, but I don't know how it's going to go in terms of how gathered it is around my waist. So it might be the Estuary skirt, it might be a Donovan skirt, or I might do a kind of self-drafted hack type thing. So I might do a gathered elasticated waistband at the back but flat at the front, kind of similar to the Sathya Trousers. Really quite like that waistband, so I might make a skirt like that, so it will be gathered but not as gathered as the Estuary skirt. Or I have got a paper pattern, a wrap skirt, which this would look really cute in. So leave that with me. I haven't decided on the pattern yet. If there's any patterns that you can suggest, so I want it to be kind of flowy and summery for that one. And then I'm going to make a Donovan skirt out of this, mainly because I know that this will fit really well into my wardrobe. I am going to make it without pockets though, because I'm going to make it a little bit fuller and then just without the pockets, because I don't ever use those pockets in that skirt. I might put my hand in there on occasion, but I don't actually use them to put things in. A skirt out of this one. Other plans I've got, or that are kind of formulating, I want to make, so Sew Over have been doing their live sewing videos, and on Tuesday this week they made a jersey skirt, and so I'm thinking about getting that pattern to make a simple jersey skirt. I probably could draft it, but I like the idea of having that support there of the pattern company kind of behind me as I make something, and I think that that would be really nice to tuck in t-shirts and things in the summer, wear with tight, and especially at home I could wear it with leggings and things. That might look quite cute. I also want to make the new pattern that Friday Pattern Company have just come out with. So it's a raglan sleeve t-shirt and it's a unisex pattern. It looks awesome. It looks so perfectly drafted, and it's free, which is incredible. And I am going to try making a t-shirt for my husband, and if that works out well, it means I can kind of make it into like a jumper pattern or a sweater pattern for him. So I have got a few fabrics that I would like to make sweaters for him. Not necessarily the time of year, but he does still wear them. It is still a bit chilly sometimes. So that's another plan. So my last plan is to make an apron. Now, Tessuti Fabrics this week brought out a new apron pattern, and it's a Japanese style wraparound apron with a square neck, and then it just wraps around, you slide it over your head, and I will pop in a picture so you can see. I won't be wearing an apron for a while. Well, I might to do baking, but I have a cat apron that I wear for baking. This is going to be for school. Now, I already had this kind of plan in the works, and I had planned to buy the York Pinafore extension pack for the Wrapback Apron, but I much prefer the square neckline of the Tessuti pattern one. So I'm going to use this beautiful bright cotton canvas fabric, and now I got this from Like So Amazing, and I think it would be the perfect fabric to make an apron. And what I might do is add a little bit of vinyl on it as well using the Cricut machine, and I think it'll just be really special and really cute, and when I go back to work it will make me feel happy wearing it because it's such a beautiful bright colour. Once I've made that one, it is very likely that the other people in school might want an apron as well. So once I've made that one, I will show them a picture, and I might source some fabric to make them one, because I know they have expressed interest in that before, and it makes me really happy to sew things for other people at the moment, and that's why I'm sewing a few things for my mum, and I would love to sew some aprons and things for other people in work. So lots of sewing plans. Now this is going to be hindered a little bit because I do start work again on Monday. So this has been the Easter holidays, and I do start work again on Monday, and that means setting work, being on my emails, attending meetings, and doing planning and marking and things like that between the hours of 8 and 4. So that will stop me from doing little bits and pieces. However, I am gaining 3 hours a day, because normally I would get home from work at 7. So I'm gaining the hours from 4 to 7, so that's 3 hours. So that's a lot of time to gain. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please press the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Goodbye.